Hey, Lou from RV Habit, and today I just want to go over a few things common to travel trailers that a lot of people who are new to travel trailers may not know, even if you aren't new to travel trailers, you may not know. Some of the items will be specific to the Geo Pro, but I think everybody can get some benefit from what we're about to go over. So this here is your city water connection, and that's where you connect a hose from the campground pedestal to your RV to get water inside your RV, and that will pressurize your system. You do not need to use the water pump when you're connected to city water. The water pump should only be used when you're trying to pressurize the system from your fresh water tank. Have you ever had a complaint that your water heater is only heating your water to warm? Well, if you have an outside shower port or utility port, these two valves, they're hot and cold, should always be closed when you're not using it. Leaving them open will mix cold water into your hot water, hence you will not get any hot water in the rig. So on the Geo Pro, they come with a Suburban tanked water heater, and Suburban water heaters use what they call an anode rod, and that is to protect the steel tank made with the Suburbans, and it's located right down here. You should never replace that with a plastic plug or a drain. Always use the anode rod. Eliminating the anode rod and operating it will void your warranty. Now, if you don't have a Suburban and you have a Dometic Atwood water heater, they use an aluminum tank and a plastic plug. Never replace the plastic plug with an anode rod. Always use the plastic plug. Using an anode rod on a Dometic Atwood would void their warranty. Also with your water heater, and excuse the flashing, that's the camera, that's not the control board, it's just how it picks up LED lights. Your water heater can run on LPG or electric, or both. So you can actually run the electric and the gas at the same time to get quicker recovery. I will say though, when you use electric, be careful. It does pull about 12-13 amps from your power, and if you're on a 30 amp cord, you have your air conditioning going, and you try and run the microwave, you're going to blow the breaker. Keeping with the theme of plumbing, this is your water pump. If you ever turn on your water pump and it doesn't work, you have no power, and you've checked your power control center fuses and they all seem okay, come to the water pump. The water pump uses a secondary fuse. Always check that first. If you're using your water pump and you have low pressure at all your faucets, including the toilet and shower, come to the water pump. The water pump has a filter prior to going into the pump, and that needs to periodically be cleaned. And it's a clear little plastic part you can remove, and in there you'll see a screen that easily removes, and you can see that one's a little bit dirty, but you need to periodically rinse these out. These will get clogged up. Geo Pros have what they call a shower miser, and that's primarily used for boondocking when you're on a limited supply of water from your fresh water tank. The up position allows water to flow normally through your shower head. If you move it down when calling for hot water, it will recirculate the water back to your fresh water tank, and when this elbow here turns a grayish white, you know hot water's coming through. You can flip this back up and you'll have hot water in your shower, and then you're conserving water. Never use the shower miser when you're connected to city water and not using the fresh water tank. You'll overflow your water tank. So one of the more common issues, especially with new RV owners, is they say they have no power to their outlets, and they've checked the breaker panel and the breaker is on. So in RVs, in order to be code compliant, any outlet that's within 6 feet of a sink or a water source or is outside has to be protected by a GFCI outlet. Well, these outlets trip all the time, and basically most outlets are all daisy chained from the GFCI. Always come to your GFCI outlet and there'll be a reset button on there. Just push that and your power's back on. So have you ever been cooking in your RV and you turn the fan on and it doesn't seem to be exhausting, but you can hear the fan running? Well, there's a reason for that. You have to go to the exterior exhaust port and open it up. So on the outside of your RV, you're going to see this plastic shroud. This is the exhaust port for your over the stove vent. And in the travel position, these two tabs are closed. When you're ready to use it, you push them up, and there's a flap in here, and that will allow the air inside to be exhausted out. When you're ready to travel again, just push them shut, and now it's locked. So these are your propane tanks, and when you're using your LPG, you should typically turn both tanks on. And they come with an auto changeover valve, and that's this here. And there's a little knob here that's pointing to this tank here, and you'll see it's green. If this tank runs out of LPG, this will turn red and automatically pull from your second tank. And then you can just turn this valve, point it to the tank that's primary now. This will turn green, and now you can remove this tank and have it filled. All RVs have a battery cutoff switch, and on the Geo Pro, it's actually outside on your A-frame, and it's down in here, and you have off and on. And it should typically be left on, obviously, to have 12 volt, but if you turn it off, you will disconnect the battery from your RV. So if you have no 12 volt power to your RV and you've checked the battery and you've checked the disconnect switch and still nothing, there's a little breaker that's underneath your RV that might need to be reset. And this is the A-frame. You're going to go underneath the RV and follow the A-frame out, and you're going to see that breaker. So what you're looking for along the A-frame underneath are these little breakers, and you'll see one that has a little black button. Just push that button in to reset that breaker. So Geo Pros come with a WineGuard 360 Plus antenna on the roof, and that antenna is for your over-the-air channels for television, and it also has 4 cellular antennas if you want to buy a gateway router to get internet access. But in order to get over-the-air TV channels, you need to go to your TV, and it needs to be, the booster for that antenna needs to be turned on. So what you're looking for is behind your TV, you're looking for this plate where the cable comes in to connect to your TV. There's a little button on it. You push it, and you see that green light come on? That indicates that your TV booster antenna is on. Without that on, you'll get very poor television reception. And then when you're not using it, you just turn it back off. Did you know on your Power Pro panel that your lights are all dimmable? So if you press and hold the light button, your lights will dim. And again, excuse the flickering, that's the camera, that's not the lights. And if you hold it again and press it, they'll go back up. But did you also know you could do that with your awning lights? So my awning lights are on, and if you press and hold the light 3 button, you could see you can dim them, hold it again, and you can brighten them back up. So all Geo Pros come with an 1800 watt WIFCO inverter, and real quickly let me explain that to you. When you don't have 120 volt power to the rig, you can use your battery to supply 120 volt to the outlets in your RV. It will not supply power to your air conditioner, your microwave, or anything else, just the outlets. So you can turn this on, run a coffee pod, or anything else you want to run. It does pull a lot of power from your batteries, so if you're not using it, you want it to be off. But what's nice about it, being a pass-through inverter, you can turn this on when you're connected to 120 volt, and it'll just sit, and I don't know if you can actually read it, it says standby. And say you're using a CPAP machine and you want to make sure, God forbid, you lose power during the night, that the CPAP machine doesn't go off, you can turn this on standby. And if you do happen to lose power, this will automatically turn on and supply 120 volts to your outlet, so your CPAP machine will keep running. I want to add though, these pull a lot of power from your 12 volt battery. So if you have a dealer installed 75 amp hour run-of-the-mill battery, it will run it down in no time. I strongly suggest if you want to utilize your inverter, you get a larger battery bank or go to lithium, where you'll have some depth in the amount of amp hours you have. So that's it. A handful of very simple things, but things that are not common if you've never owned a travel trailer. I hope it helped you out. I hope it averts some stress when you don't know how something works. But as always, Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.